Hi, I'm Nico and welcome to my channel. For today's video, I'll be sharing my last build for the year. This is my take on the SD Aerial from Witch of Mercury. But before we get into that, I want to say a quick thank you to Rise of Gunpla for sponsoring the kit used in this video. And if you want to support the channel, do use my discount code Nico Suratos to get 5% off your next purchase. So the SD Aerial I wasn't interested in since I'm not into SD kits, but I was becoming curious when I saw a lot of people buying it. I figured there must be something special if an SD kit is getting out of stock as quickly as HG and MG kits. So when I saw one in stock, I didn't think twice before grabbing it. Also, the markup on this kit is absurd. Thankfully, I found mine at Toys R Us, so it's not that bad. Anyways, I wasn't that excited about this since I was able to build the HG version already. So my itch for an aerial was gone. But I knew this would be a pretty simple and fast build, and I haven't built anything for myself in over 3 months now. So I got started. This is a pretty basic build. It's as simple as most SD kits. You don't even need a nipper, you can just pull it off the runner like an entry grade. This does come with a bit more plastic than other SD kits, but still pretty easy to build. This also comes with a massive sticker sheet, which again is typical for SD kits. And I'm not a big fan of stickers, but I did use a couple that would be a pain in the ass to replicate with paint. Overall, this looks really nice. Maybe I'm biased since I really love the Aerial's design, but I would say this was worth buying. But I also figured that people are really just buying all the versions of the Gundam Aerial that they can get. And there's nothing really new with this SD kit in terms of the build itself. I do have to say though that the Aerial's design fits the SD aesthetics. So for the build, I didn't really want to change up anything. I didn't want to spend too much time customizing this. So instead, I just decided to scribe over all the existing panel lines, which is actually a lot on this kit. And also, scribe over all the edges where the parts should be separated to make this look like it's composed of several other parts. And also make it easy for color separation and panel lining later on. This took me quite a long time actually, especially on the torso area because of the amount of lines there. I would say just rescribing the lines took me around 4 to 6 hours. And then of course, I also covered up any hollow areas with some UV putty. This also takes a long time for most SD kits, but for this one, I actually only had to cover like 3 parts. There wasn't a lot of hollow parts for this, which is nice. Aside from doing those, I didn't really felt the need to add any more panel lines or anything. I also didn't bother with thinking of a custom color scheme. Basically, I settled on just doing a straight build. So the paints that I use for this build are HIRO paints. These are water-based hobby paints from the Philippines. If you want to know more, you can check out my video in the link below. So this is actually the first time that I airbrushed this paint since it's actually meant for brush painting. I'll be posting the video about how to airbrush these paints soon. Anyways, I chose the very basic colors, which are the usual Gundam colors: blue, red, white, and yellow. I'm pretty satisfied with how the colors turned out. I always do a darker color for my builds, like in this one, I use a darker blue than the stock color. Same with the red. The only thing I'm not entirely happy with is the white parts. I decided to change things up a bit and add a drop of blue to the white paint. It was literally 1 drop of blue mixed in with about 100 drops of paint, but I still ended up with something too blue for my liking when I just wanted a tint of blue. Just goes to show how opaque and highly pigmented the HIRO paints are. Anyways, when you look closely, the white armor parts are not that white because of that mistake. So if you want to experiment, do so on a spoon first. Then because I'm not patient with masking, I decided to brush paint all of the color separations. I did not think this through because I forgot I also had to brush paint the yellow areas. It's not hard, but it just takes a bit longer since I have to do a white undercoat first before the yellow paint. And both of those takes a couple of coats since they're a bit transparent. For panel lining, I decided to use HIRO Shade Night Ore. This is basically a black wash. Then I added some paint chipping and it's done. And so that's about it for this build. But before the reveal, I wanted to let you know that I have a Patreon account where you can see work in progress photos, tutorials, and longer videos. Like this one where I did a pretty simple base which you will be able to find on my Patreon. So do check it out at the link below. That's it for today's video. If you haven't, please consider subscribing to the channel. Leave a like and comment and I'll see you soon next year. Thanks for watching. Bye!